Hello, my name is Arsha, and this is Arsha Reviews Movies and TV. Today we're going to be doing Movie of the Month for the month of October 2025. Before we get into the video, I'm just going to say a special thank you to Mackenzie for joining us for today's video. He goes by the name of Winter Gaming on YouTube, so go and follow him over there. He reviews games, well, more than films. He also does have a Letterboxd account, which I'm going to link down below for you guys, so that he can get more followers. He has not currently reviewed a film on there, so you can be mean to him in the comments for all I care. Say hi, Mackenzie.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Don't forget to follow me on all my TikToks and my Discord. Both my TikToks, my Discord, my Instagram, and my Letterboxd will be linked down below, as well as Mackenzie's channel and his Letterboxd, so you can follow him and see if he's done any good reviews in the past few weeks. He will probably be doing a review tonight, maybe tomorrow, for two amazingly good films. Okay. Further on from that now, well, let's get straight into it because we've got a long one. So the first movie we reviewed this month was Cloverfield, with which the IMDb rating was a 7.0, and I gave it a rating of a 6.9, which is slightly lower than the IMDb rating, but it was still a really good rating, and I thought it was a half decent film. I didn't think it was amazing because it was shot, it was kind of shot from the aspect of the people actually in the horror movie. I also didn't think it was too bad, to be honest, because compared to some of the other movies I watched this month, it was actually good. Shaun of the Dead is the next one then. The IMDb rating for this movie is 7.8, and I gave it a flat 7.8 because it was a great film. Mackenzie's also watched this, and it's one of his favourite films. As you can see on Letterboxd, if you do follow me on that, I did give it a 4 stars, which is a really good rating on my scale. It's a really great film. I can't really say too much bad stuff about it because obviously Nick Frost and Simon Pegg are really good actors, and obviously being British is something to be proud of if you're talking about actors, because there's quite a few good British actors, including obviously these two, and Christian Bale is also British, so he's actually Welsh. He's from Wales, but he chooses to be English. I don't know why. So this was a great film. Not as much of a horror, but it was definitely like a zombie thriller film. More of a comedy, to be honest. But it was a really funny film. World War Z. So he did 2 zombie films. World War ZK. Is that ZX or ZK?
I don't know.
Bro.
You're my bad, bro.
Okay, never mind. World War Z is a horror thriller zombie film. I think it was 2013 it was made, and I gave it the IMDb was a rating of 7.0. My rating was a 7.3 out of 10. I did actually quite enjoy this. Brad Pitt did a very good like job at acting in this film, which I know is his job, but he did it good for once. Yeah, I know, quite a decent film. I didn't think it would definitely deserve to be movie of the month, but I did think it was a half decent film. Home Sweet Home Rebirth. Now, this was the start of many bad films. Home Sweet Home Rebirth was bland, boring, and just dreadful. There was no actual good action or acting in there by any actors or actresses. Honestly, I don't even think they should be hired for another job. But it still did have a slight scare factor, which is why I had to give it a 5.1, because obviously if it's a horror movie, you have to have a scare factor. It's still, the IMDb rating is so low that you can understand why I couldn't give it above a 5.5 or even a 5.2, because honestly I might change the rating of it to a 5 because it was dreadful. No good acting, there was no comedy, there was no good action, whatever. The story didn't make sense for most of the film, and it was just dreadful. I couldn't even sit through the entire film. I had to watch it in 2 parts. That's how much I hated it. Yeah. A Quiet Place Part 1. So now this, going from a terrible movie, we're going to a pretty good one in my books. A Quiet Place Part 1, starring obviously Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, and it was also directed, produced, and written by John Krasinski as well, which, I like when the actors actually get more involved in the movie. And especially John Krasinski, he's such a good, just like, person in general. When he does directing and producing, it's also really amazing. Yeah, a really great film. I gave IMDb gave it a rating of 7.5, and I gave it a rating of 7.8. So I actually went just above. I think I gave it either 3.5, 4 stars on on Letterboxd. So yeah. Jennifer's Body was the next one. Again, not a good film by any means. Not good acting, to be honest. Obviously starring Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried. This is Jennifer's Body, and it has an IMDb rating of 5.6, and my rating was 5.7, just because it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's more of a like corny teenage comedy than a horror. It just wasn't good. It just wasn't as bad as I thought it would be compared to, like, other movies. It definitely deserves a 5.5, to be honest, above a 5.5, but it just wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, especially with a great actress Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried. I feel like they do good jobs in certain films, but then in other films they completely let themselves down with the acting, especially. I don't know if it's the acting or maybe the directing that is off key, but Megan Fox is not a bad actress, and Amanda Seyfried, again, is not a bad actress. I really like Amanda Seyfried in Ted 2. She does a really great job in that film. But Megan Fox, she's okay in the Transformers franchise, but I feel like she's definitely, she could do better as an actress. I don't know how she gets role after role, to be honest, but, yeah. Heart Dies Now. I actually really like this film. This obviously stars Jordana Brewster and Olivia something. So I give it a rating. IMDb gave it a rating of 6, and I give it a 6.7. This was actually made in February of this year, and it came to Paramount Plus in, I want to say, August to January to July, July time, something like that. Obviously came out for February the 25th, which is Valentine's Day. So they wanted like a Valentine's Day horror movie, which, they're trying to make horror movies for everything these days, which I don't think was a good idea. But in this film, it actually works. I thought it was, it was a pretty damn good film. The acting wasn't amazing, but only the two main actors were, the actress and the actor of the main ones were actually pretty good. Jordana Brewster stars in this film. You may know her from, obviously, the Fast and Furious franchise or any other film, really. She's been in quite a few films. She plays a detective, and then she also the twist of being the killer. And then there's just an unknown guy that's the killer as well, which is cool to see. He's not actually. It's a really good. It was half decent film. After a few bad films, I felt like this was a good change. Now this one, this is kind of sad just to mention, bro. Most of horrors, you can see by the poster, it does not look good. But then, the acting was terrible. The directing was terrible. The writing, again, terrible. Just the plot of the movie, terrible. Can't say anything good about it, to be honest. Apart from that, it has the Welsh flag stamped all over it. That's the only good thing about it, is that it's Welsh. But it's not even a good film, so it ruins the name of the Welsh people, to be honest. It's available on Tubi if you do want to watch it. I can't say anything actors or actresses' names because they're so not known. You're supposed to encourage actors and actresses to try and get better, so they can go into Hollywood roles. But then with this, they should just quit acting altogether, to be honest, because they do not know how to act. So just give up. I'm sorry. A 2.6 on IMDb, and I give it just above with a 3.0, which, to be honest, I felt I was being like a bit nice that day. Now we're on to a decent film now. Halloween 2018. This is IMDb rating of 6.5 and I gave it a 7.4 out of 10. Obviously stars Jamie Lee Curtis as well, because obviously she's the main part of the Halloween franchise. Really great acting, really great, not much of a scare factor to be honest, but really great action sequences and a bit of horror in there as well. The Bloodline Killer, I thought it was decent. I feel like I gave it a bit too high of a rating, to be honest. From a 4.3 to a 6 does not seem fair to any other film, to be honest. I think I had a good day this day, to be honest, because I shouldn't have rated it that. I probably would have rated it a 5, to be honest, because it definitely didn't deserve above a 5. I don't know why I gave it a 6, but The Bloodline Killer has a 6 out of 10 and a 4.3 from IMDb. Hybrid then on IMDb has a 4.1 rating, and my rating was a 4.5. Directed by Eric Valette, or Valette, either way you say it. I liked the premise of the film. I didn't like the film. That's the most I can say. Friday the 13th from 2009. This is the remake. Stars Daniel Panabaker, Amanda Rigetti, and Jared Padalecki, something like that. I give this a rating of 6.2. Felt a bit, I felt nice that day for some reason. And 5.5 was the IMDb rating. So it wasn't a great film, but it was the first time watching the Friday the 13th franchise on the channel, and for me entirely. So it felt a bit nice. I'll probably change the rating soon, but it was an okay film. Scream 3. IMDb rating is 5.7, and my rating again was a 5.7. I've actually watched this a few times, so this was a rewatch for me. But it was half decent. It wasn't, it was a good film, not a great film, not a bad film. Yeah. Punch. Right. Now this, I went lower than the IMDb rating by a lot. Actually, by 0.9, which is a lot if you think about it. Punch was a bloody awful travesty of a film. It's got the same background as House of Horrors, for one, and the fact that it was given a 3.8 on IMDb, I can't believe it. This was a poor horror movie. I feel bad for the people who acted in it. I feel bad for people who went to the cinema to watch it. I feel bad for myself for watching it. I don't know why it's on Paramount Plus. They're not going to make no money of it. I might have to write to Paramount Plus to tell them to stop putting it on there, to be honest. But I know this video is probably mostly going to be me dissing films and actors, but do not watch this. It's not worth your time. Your time's worth more than this. This is a crap film. That's why I had to give it 2.9. Right. Sorry about that. So, from a bad film to a half decent film. Now, we've got IMDb rating of a 7.3, and my rating was a 6.9. A very small title for this movie, It Chapter 1, or It. Obviously from Stephen King's world of creatures. A new series was made from this, Derry Lane. So I'm gonna want to watch that at some point, so I'll have to use my Fire Stick to watch that then. This is starting to be a really long video. Stop talking, Ash. A great film, not scary. That's why I can't really give it too high of a rating. I would have given it a 7.3 if there was a bit more scariness in the film. But, I'm just not scared of clowns. If you're scared of clowns, you won't like the film. If you're not scared of clowns, you probably still won't like this film. But it was actually a half decent film. Great actors. I feel like they could have probably used a more grown up cast, but after all, they do go after children, don't they? So Pennywise goes after children because that's what they can scare. So that's the most I can say really. Half decent film. Quiet Place Part 2. Okay, ready for this? Quiet Place Part 2 stars Emily Blunt and can't remember his name. The guy from Oppenheimer. Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt. So we see John Krasinski doesn't not appear as much in this film because obviously his character died in the other film, saving his family, which is a noble way to die. But you can actually see some good character development in this. There's actually a third one of this coming out at some point. Don't know when. Mackenzie's gonna look now. I know the Day One came out not too long ago, and I watched that as well for you guys on Paramount Plus. So if you want to watch any of these, go on Paramount Plus. Most of these movies did come from Paramount Plus. I do love that streaming service. Not gonna lie. 2027, A Quiet Place Part 3 will be out, okay? Which is way too long. Bro, I'm gonna have to go to the cinema a lot that year. And Batman Part 2 and Quiet Place. Let's hope the cinema's still standing. But yeah, it was hard. It was a great film. I think I might have liked this one more than the first film, but there just wasn't as much like story to it as there was the first one. But it was still a really great film. With a 7.2 rating on IMDb, I actually went above and gave it a 7.6. Quiet Place Day One. Okay, this was definitely more of a horror than the other two Quiet Place films because there was a lot more jump scares and stuff like that in this. With an IMDb rating of a 6.3, and my rating was a 6.9, I really thought that this film was fun. It was actually it was definitely more of a horror than a thriller, for me at least. There was a few jump scares where I was like, oh, that just happened. Like, I just, yeah. It was a great film. Alien next, right? My rating for this movie was an 8.3, and the IMDb rating for this movie was an 8.5. A really great film. Really great cast. There's not too much I can say about it, really. It's just a really great... It's the original Alien film, really, when it comes to aliens, especially, because the ones after this weren't too bad either, but I obviously haven't watched them, but I've heard a few good things about them as well. But, you can't really beat the original film. And the fact that they're stuck on a spaceship with an alien is kind of fun. What can I say? Lift is the next one, with an IMDb rating of a 5.5 and my rating of a 5.9. Kevin Hart obviously being in this film, as well as a few other people. Vincent D'Onofrio, the guy that plays Kingpin in the MCU. Yeah, it's Vincent D'Onofrio. Really great film. Netflix original. Great comedy, great heist movie, but it just didn't deserve a 5.6 for me. Thanksgiving now. If you want to talk about mediocre films, this is what we should talk about. Thanksgiving is a half decent film. The acting is not poor. The quality of it, not poor. The storyline, the plot of it, poor. So, when you have the main three things, then we've got acting, storyline, and plot. And when one of them fails, it can't be above a 7. It can't even be above a 6, really. That's why he's got him 5.9. The acting was half decent now, which means there was some bad acting moments, especially from Addison Rae in this. I don't think she's meant to act, to be honest. And then Patrick Dempsey, he did some good times, but he just wasn't amazing in this either. You could tell that he was going to be the killer from the start of the movie, to be honest, because of the travesty at the start of the movie. But just doesn't deserve a 5.9 from above a 5.9. Right, next we got The Ring with a 6.7 rating on my behalf, and IMDb rating of a 7.1. This was a bit scarier than other movies because of the girl obviously coming out of the TV, which didn't scare me, but it was still a half decent storyline. Definitely deserved above a 6 for me. And the movie of the month for October 2025 is Alien. This is got my rating of an 8.3 and IMDb rating of an 8.5. Really great film. Honestly, might even be in my next top 4 when I change it, because it's the best horror movie I watched apart from Scream. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and comment down below any future video ideas you want to see on the channel. You can also follow Mackenzie on his channel and his TikTok and his Instagram and his Discord and his Letterboxd. I'll tell you all. I'll link them all below for you guys. Bye bye.